injury standpoint. And, we like where we're at in terms of we feel pretty good about having an established two deep for varsity coming out of spring. We feel good about getting a look at some of those youngsters coming up off the freshman squad and just, kind of raring to go on that side of things.
Well, that was one thing that kind of derailed the season last year was injuries. Started off really hot, picked up 3 or 4 big wins to begin the season, and then the injuries started to pile up, and it seemed like it was injuries at the same position that really started to take a toll on the team. Can you talk about the injuries you faced last year and then the depth that's going to kind of turn around, because that was able to give some of your younger guys some experience that they can use to come into this year?
Well, that's right. And that was kind of what I was going to mention. With the deal with Jared, it definitely gives an opportunity for somebody to step in and earn some time, and that that's kind of the way it is in football overall. I think any football coach at any level will tell you that you have to be able to withstand some attrition and withstand some injuries and things like that. It is the nature of the game, and it's why you try not to build your house around one stone. You've got to have a lot of guys that are able to do a lot of different things and be able to adjust. We had a lot of guys step up and get some time last year, like you say. Hopefully that will have built some depth. We Hunter Hazelwood kind of on the bright side of things coming back. He tore his ACL at the beginning of last year, and he's battled back and had just a phenomenal winter in the weight room and getting himself back and had a really, really strong spring ball. So, like you say, as tough as it makes it in trying to battle through those injuries, and certainly, it in cases kind of puts you less than full strength going into a real strong schedule that we have. You always have to be ready for that and prepared for that and keep moving forward. We feel we bring back several guys in the linebacking corps who got a lot of playing time last year by all kinds of different means, not only the injury bug, but just because we had guys aren't in and fighting for time. We bring back in our secondary, we graduated quite a bit, but we bring back KJ Long and have some guys that have been kind of waiting in the wings looking for an opportunity. Christian Everett played a lot of football last year. It seems like he's probably going to step into that free safety spot, and we've got a lot of competition at the corner position defensively as well. And up front, we feel like we can go probably maybe 2 or 3 strings deep up front and hopefully try to keep our defense fresh and on the field.
That would definitely be key. Now, you talked about the defense, switching over to the offensive side of things. We know the backfield is going to look a little bit different, and the wide receiving core loses a big weapon in John Williams. But what can you surround a quarterback who's coming into his 3rd year as a starter? We know he's got the big arm. What can we expect from the offense this year and Zach Carter?
Well, like you say, while the backfield may look a little bit different, there's one real key steady piece there that's not going to look different. So we'll have 18 back there behind center and feel good about that. He's had an awfully good offseason. He's working very hard, doing well on the camp circuit. Got a full offer for Moorhead, full package offer for Moorhead in place. And that's, as talking with their coaches, that's not always easy to get with the league that they're in, and the fact that they are not allowed to give full athletic scholarship packages. It's a credit to him and what he's done in the classroom as well as on the field that they feel strongly enough about him that they want to put a full package offer together for him. He camped very, very, very well at Southern Illinois, and I think that they are more than likely going to pull the trigger. They have a couple of offers out there, and a couple of those guys have committed to a D1 school already. So, that I feel like the very strong possibility that he gets a full offer from Southern Illinois. He's camped exceptionally well at Cincinnati and Marshall and places like that. So, he's had a great summer, and again, throwing the ball very, very well. He's as strong as he's ever been. Just things are looking good there. Jabari Hughley is a guy who's played a ton of offense or a ton of defense, outside linebacker and things like that. We look for him to see more carries in the backfield this year. I feel like that he's definitely going to step in and do a good job there. We've got, I probably 6 or 7 young kids, sophomores that are rising that I think can really be weapons for us in the backfield. Jalen Powell had a good spring. And Keenan Miller had a great year last year. Was kind of our slot guy.
Yeah, he was fast.
He can run with anybody. As you look at our 4x100, 4x200, and our sprint teams. Jabari and Keenan are major keys on those, along with Ethan Hahn, who's a rising sophomore. It was also a mainstay on the track team this year. All of those guys are hopefully going to give us a speed element. Keenan, last year we had him at the slide where we kind of run our racer sweep and some things like that with him. The flat motion sweep that you saw us run. Keenan would prove himself to be a good weapon, but as the season went on, Keenan kind of proved that he's a little bit, he really excelled in the receiving part of the game. He did well in the screen game, had a big screen at the Clark County game, a couple others. With that speed, he can stretch the field. He's about 6'1", maybe 6'2" now, and a good solid 185, 190 pounds. And he's going to be a matchup problem because we're going to bump him out wide to a true wide receiver and kind of let him hopefully give us a real spark out there in terms of the screen game and being able to definitely have the speed to take the top off. Evan Harris is another guy coming into his junior year, had a big catch against Southern. Nearly replicated it with a big catch on the same route against Henry Clay the following week in the playoffs and just got through his hands. But he's worked really hard to put himself in position to play. And again, I keep talking about sophomores that are coming up in the skill positions. So there's some sophomores coming up that are definitely going to be in the mix for playing time. I could see, a handful of guys possibly fighting for spots out there as well. So that's been the great thing about spring. A lot of competition. June has continued to provide a lot of competition and get guys hopefully in position to make plays.
All right, guys, talking to head coach Mark Center. Just now time for our first commercial break on the radio side, but stay tuned. We'll continue to have Coach on the line with us, and we'll also be live on the Facebook app. If you want to switch over to Facebook and watch us live, we'll continue talking to Coach and then come back from the commercial break and keep things going right here on 1340 WEKY and on 1550 WIRV.
See, this makes Michael work harder.
That's
You
right.
don't have commercial break.
There's no break.
It does. I do work a little bit harder now, though.
No water breaks.
Water breaks.
Can't go around
You
there.
said Jared's not going to be able to start the football season and may not be able to play during the football season? Is that what?
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to have it because it's going to be late September for sure before he's cleared to do any type of repair work or recovery work. So it's going to be pretty late in the year before we can do that. So, kind of for him, he's going to make that decision too. Whether with the timing of his coming back, it being so late in the year, it'd be tough. It'd be tough to get the required practice days in and stuff like that. And he came in and talked with me the other day, and I'll be honest with you, he handled it better than I did.
It's not like he's always been kind of a mature kid, though.
Now,
a great kid, and I was talking to Tim about it the other day, and it's just a tough thing. But I truly believe that he's already in the process of using it as a positive, using it as something. Yeah, it was unfortunate. Yeah, it stunk, but I really think that he's already kind of taken that process of okay, I'm going to turn this into a positive some way, use it as a motivating factor, and I understand, where he's coming from too. He doesn't want to step on the football field and not be the guy who he's worked to be, because coming out of weightlifting, our last max, he's power cleaning in the neighborhood of 265 pounds. He's benching in the neighborhood of 290 pounds. He's squatting really well up towards 4 and over 4, and so with him not being able to touch a weight from now until the end of September, I think he's pretty concerned about that.
Guys, if you have a question for Coach Centers, if you're watching us on the Facebook page, you can let us know the question, and we'll get that over to him. We also want to take this time to say thank you to our sponsors, ExpressRoofing.net, MadisonCountyFarmersMarket.com, and Jack Burford Chevrolet.
I saw Tim play baseball when he was in the senior league, so that's why I go way back with that family.
That's right.
So we'll talk about the schedule and stuff when we come back, Coach, a little bit.
Yeah, I'd like to hit skip course. I'd like to set up a little bit about our golf scramble coming up
Okay,
on Friday.
yeah.
We're still looking for a couple of teams. I'd like to talk about our youth camp on the
Randy, you're a
21st,
golfer. You
27th.
out there and golf for him.
That's right.
I would love to.
The
I would love to.
He's too busy playing with his drone.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, he could give us live scoring with the
See?
drone.
There you go.
That'd be awesome.
Set up a live camera on the
His
score.
luck though, somebody would hit the ball up in the
fly.
air.
Hey,
Are they easy to fly?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
They're not.
He's already the remote.
Yeah, it's.
But yeah, the golf scramble this Friday, and then the youth camp on 21st, 22nd of July, and then definitely, however you want to do as far as talking
Okay.
about
We'll do the
things
scramble
like that.
first when we come back. Got about 3 minutes before we come back on the air, so we can touch on that when we come back and stuff.
You
But
taking a lot longer break here at the first quarter?
it's all the first one's always the longest one on
I
radio.
thought the half.
Maybe it is. Well, this one looks like this has got KNN in the middle of it, so They're talking about stuff on there.
You going to the Reds at 7? Or
Yep.
playing tonight?
We are going to go into the Reds live as soon as this game is over with. We'll just kind of shift on over into that.
Talking about the Reds, I saw you had one of their schematics there in the back. Tim, it was awesome the other day, Friday night. Me and a friend of mine I grew up with, my best friend from when I was little, Matt Hacker, he worked out for Hilson, PA out there. We've been going up to Reds games since we're 16 years old. It's long, 26 years ago. And so we started taking the boys once they got old enough. I hadn't had a chance to go yet or anything. So anyway, long story short, Tim and them's got tickets at the championship club. And we went up there, and he gave me those tickets that night. It was unbelievable. I've never had a chance to do anything like that. We've had some pretty good seats along the way, but never anything like that, because you get all that food and all that
Oh,
stuff.
you get everything brought to you and all that kind of stuff.
It's unbelievable. I mean, the boys are sociable because they've done so many. I mean, Cameron's 13 and Caleb's 11, and they've done things that I'm 41 and just now doing. and so, but we got to see them. We got to see them get a win on Friday night, and of course,
That's good.
Yeah, especially this year. Got to see them get a win.
Remember that.
And then they won again. The boys were disappointed because they didn't see Billy Hamilton today. I guess that was right before he went into concussion protocol. But yeah, it's we had them all. But man, that was a really cool thing. I had a chance to.
They got a chance to get a sweep this week. They got the Braves tonight. So starting on that run. It's bad that you got two of the most historic teams in the National League that are both at the bottom of the league right now, or the Major League Baseball in general.
Yeah.
I like the positive spin you put on
Yeah.
it. They got a chance to get a sweep. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
That's what
Yeah, I was looking at the rotation. I said Straley's the only one, and he's new, I think he's new to the Reds this year, and he doesn't have that many years' experience. But Finnegan, I don't know. I guess
He seems to be starting to come on a little bit. Did he come over to the Cueto trade?
I think so.
maybe.
I think so.
And then the Lamb, I have no idea about, and I think the Scalfani, however that's said.
That
I
was
think
his first start the other night. He had been on the DL, and that was his first start.
But I think he pitched some last year, though.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So I mean,
He
I
came-
kind of recognize the name.
John Lamb is the new Bronson Arroyo. That's got the big flowing blonde locks and stuff.
All right, we're coming back.
Every year, they get one of those guys, those air guitar guys pitching. John Lamb's this year's guy.
Welcome back into the Wallingford Sports Show. Michael Watkins, glad to have you tuned in. And before we go any further, and before I let it get away, Randy, let me remember that today is my 1-year anniversary. So I do need to get that out there. Happy anniversary to my wife. So thank you. She should be getting the hand clap. She's been married to me for a year. So that's going to be tough on her. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, for sure. But I do want to get that out there. Happy anniversary to my wife, Morgan. 1 year today. So she's got to work tonight, so we'll be celebrating later on in the week. But back with Coach Mark Centers in studio with us today. Coach, we've got some big news coming up this weekend. You guys are going to have the golf scramble, kind of just to help a little fundraisers for the team. You can go ahead and talk about that and get the news out there for the team.
Yeah, we're still looking for a couple of teams, and I guess kind of the deadline for whole sponsors is tomorrow. So if I put a brochure out on Twitter, and there's a lot of those running around. A lot of our boosters have been going around trying to gather it up. Chuck Harden has been doing a fantastic job, and Mr. and Mrs. Hahn have been doing a great job of heading up our golf scramble, and of course Sean Everly is kind of the mastermind behind our parent organization, Madison Central Football Boosters, and they've been doing a great job. But yeah, at Battlefield on Friday morning, we'll register from 8 to 9, and then have shotgun start at 9. Hoping that the weather report does well. We need some of those weather gurus over in Lexington to ward off some of the rain. But we had a real fantastic turnout last year. It has been, the golf scramble has been a very, very good fundraiser for us. And a lot of things kind of go into it. Obviously, a lot of pieces go into putting it together. But one of the sponsors and everything is how we make the money. But of course, the sponsors want to see players out there,
Yeah.
and so we'd love to make sure we have a full group of teams, full flight teams going out on Friday morning. We appreciate Clay and everybody out at Battlefield. Again, they just wonderful the job that they do and working with us, how good they are to us. So we're excited about a big day on Friday, and hopefully things will go very well on that.
Now, if there is somebody again that's interested in sponsoring or that wants to play, they can get up with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
they get a hold of me, and I'll direct them and put them in the right direction. My email is linked on the Madison Central High School website. I believe it's under both the football tabs and the school links, and obviously on Twitter. You can go through the football website or the football Twitter at Come Be an Indian, or my own personal one, Coach Simmons 52, and get a hold of me. In the age of technology, it's really hard to hide from anyone.
It really is. It's social media. You know, we'll talk about Derek Willis later on in the show, but now everybody knows about him, so we'll talk about that later on as well. But now let's get to the schedule for this upcoming year. First game is August 20th. It'll be the Roy Kidd Bowl. And we've got a tougher schedule this year, it seems like, than what we had last year. It's the same kind of teams, but those Lexington schools, they just keep getting better and better, it seems like.
They do. I think it's a really strong time for Central Kentucky football in general, but in particular, I think a lot of people. There was at least some type of information out there. I don't know if it was false or otherwise, but people talk about Lexington football and maybe it being down and things like that in the past. Well, it's certainly coming back around. If anything's as strong as ever, the just sheer number of players that they have at all those schools is just fantastic. But you got guys like Frank Parks over at Bryan Station that is laying down roots and building consistency within the program. You got a guy like Eric Shaw at Lafayette, who's obviously doing phenomenal things in their program, and the consistency that they build and the players that they've been able to bring in. New blood over at Dunbar and outside of our district, and so it'd be interesting to see how those guys go. But yeah, if you ask me, obviously I'm going to tell you 6A football is pretty tough.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that week in and week out, when you look at our schedule, everybody we play has a legit D1 player or two, or in Lafayette's case, 6 or 7, and they're players. That's the thing that makes for great competition. It's the thing that makes for great football is great football players, and there's no shortage of them, particularly in our district and region. And we're kind of looking forward to that challenge.
Well, talk about that district. You've got 3 pretty good. Is it 5 teams in the district that it was last year?
Four. Us and GRC, and then Tates Creek and Lafayette make up District 8 of our Region 4, District 8, and then of course Scott County, Henry Clay Lafayette. Scott County, Henry Clay, Bryan Station, and Dunbar make up District 7. The playoff alignment has kind of regrouped a little bit this year, so we will cycle through, and our District 8 will be matched up with District 6, which is a Northern Kentucky district.
Okay.
That's a 3-team district. They are Simon Kenton and
Boone County and Campbell County.
Boone and Campbell, and then so they'll take and I'm not sure which one it is. You may have it over there. There's a 5th place team out of Louisville that will become the 4th place team.
Oh, wow, okay.
In theirs, because there's some 5-team districts over there. The district that we match up with is only a 3-team. Bottom line, the playoffs are the playoffs, and we're talking about winning playoff games. That's what we need to do. We need to get ourselves in position, hopefully, to host a playoff game. Obviously, we'd like to have that 1 seed to make sure that the first couple of rounds will be at our place. That's really kind of been the underlying goal that I've had ever since we came back in 2014, is to get to the point where we're consistently hosting playoff games and winning playoff games. And so that's the direction we want to go. Of course, we've got to do our part. We've got a tough road. We already spoke about Lafayette, Tates Creek. Antoine Sims doing a great job over there, and Coach Riddle, is really. There's a lot of good football players at GRC, and a couple of bumps in their road last year.
Yeah.
That they, I think 3 games out of their first 5, they may have lost by a point or a couple points, and you let those guys get some momentum and some confidence, and they could be a whole different animal. So, I feel like our district's very, very tough. I feel like it's very balanced. There's a lot of good football teams, and coming out the other side of our district, it's going to be. I talk about it every day. You ask our guys, we talk about it every single day. Getting that 1 seed in the district, making a run in the playoffs, and being able to compete, hopefully win a region championship and beyond. That's where we want to go.
Well, that's all good, and I'm sure there are some fans out there that, as long as you win that last game of the year, are going to be okay. So let's talk about the rivalry with Southern. That's always a big game. and the final game of the year this year again. Just talk about how that's going to stack up, get your guys ready for the playoff run that you'll be looking to make.
Well, it's an important game. It comes at an important time at the end of the year. That was one of the things that Coach Clark and I spoke about a couple of years back when this cycle of scheduling was being done. As we kind of liked it, and I don't mean to be speaking for him, but I think he's been on the record too, as well as I have, about liking the game being Week 10. It comes at a great time because both of us rolling into the playoffs. Sometimes it's difficult to get a quality opponent there in the Week 10 spot, and I think it builds, it throughout the season.
Yeah.
It continues to build and build, and something for folks to look forward to. Especially, last year they had just come off a win in their district, and we were making a run in ours, and I think when we get both of our programs consistently to the point where we want to be, we're both coming, we both wrapped up district championships in Week 9, and going into that Week 10, that's a huge part. But our athletic directors, Mr. Fritz and Mr. Creech and administration, kind of got together. Of course, as you're talking about the 16 schedule, we already have the 17, 18 schedules in place because of the 2-year cycle and the way those things go. So that game will be moving off of the Week 10 for the 17, 18 cycle and going back up into September a little bit. But there's also some real neat things that I won't talk about right now, but as the future of scheduling comes out, there'll be a lot of talk about Madison County football and things like that. So there'll be some cool new things going on in the early weeks of the season in 17, 18. But of course, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. We've got to take care of business at 16.
And that's what us in the TV and radio would like to call a teaser. Do you like that? It's a teaser coming up from Coach Center, so we'll talk about that down the line. Coach, before we get you out of here, is there anything else you want to touch on? Obviously, again, the golf scramble this Friday, but anything else you want to get out there for the fans, the team?
Well, just, our guys have been working extremely hard, and we appreciate all the folks who are already helping us so much. We've got a lot of people already signed up for pregame meals and Thursday win time activities and all those things. It truly does with as many people we've got in our program. We've got right at 85 or 86 sophomores through seniors right now, and our freshmen will report August 1st. And I'm looking for another 40 or 50 of those guys. And with as many people as we've got in our program, it truly does take an army of people. And things like the golf scramble coming up this weekend is a big part of that to help us. When you start talking about feeding 80 to 100 guys on Monday nights and Friday nights during the season, and all the extra stuff that they do in providing post-game snacks and things, there's a lot that goes into it. It takes a lot of money, so we're blessed to have all the folks helping us that we do. Of course, B-Dub's title sponsor of our Roy Kidd Bowl, Roy Kidd Bowl presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. That's going to be a huge day coming up in August. 3 middle school games coming up, or 3 feeders will play like they did last year at 10, noon, and 2, and then we'll roll out Bryan Station versus Wayne County at 5:30, and we'll hit the field versus a real tough Knox Central team about 45 minutes after that game concludes. So those are big. We really hope. This is camp season. Coach Elder and them having football camp, and they've got some one-day camps for high schoolers. A lot of people be coming in from all around the state and probably this region, honestly, this weekend to visit Coach Elder's camps to try to get recruited by EKU on those one days. We're going to have a little kids camp. Good for, I think our brochure says first graders through 6th graders, but the kids that are signing up for youth league, kindergarten and those ages, we'll bring them on. We love to have them. We want to see that to be July the 21st and 22nd, and just a real great opportunity. We really enjoy getting a chance to work with the youngsters, and we want them to get to feeling at home at our stadium and consider our stadium their home stadium and look forward to playing it. So we're going to work with our youth league again this fall and hosting their championship game and some things like that. And we really hope that all the kids, not even if you're not signing up for youth league football, consider coming out to our youth camp and on July 21st and 22nd and have some fun. It's a non-contact camp. We try to keep it high energy to run around, and Coach Roof has had his baseball camps here the last couple of weeks and things like that. He does a great job keeping them flying around, and we try to mirror. We try to really keep it going and keep it fast-paced. So a lot of things going on around football, and it'll be here before you know it.
Well, good deal, Coach. We appreciate you coming over, and hopefully before the season starts, we'll get you back over here and give a little season preview. And guys, we've got some big news coming up for radio stuff as well. We'll get that in the news later on. But we've been talking to Coach Mark Sanders. Coach, we appreciate you coming in. Look forward to speaking with you down the line.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Have a great day.
Actually, the district you've got this year looks like is the Ballard, Eastern, J-Town, Seneca, and Trinity. Whoever's
switched.
It's pushing that Wi-Fi though.
if I'm reading it, it says, let's see here.
It's stringent.
Uh,
Living under a flag.
So I don't know if you know this or not, though. We'll be on.
6A,
Yeah, not this one, because this one is,
for this, yeah. But it says the 5th place team in 3 will become the 4th place 6 in even years.
yeah.
Some stuff.
And the 5th in 3
I don't know what that sound is.
is Butler,
Do fine.
so that whoever's 5th will be the
They'll come here.
fourth one here.
Yep, there you go. Yeah. So probably not gonna be me. Probably not gonna be St. X. So,
Probably not Manuel either.
yeah.
So probably Butler, Butler.
Yeah, as long as they're coming to Richmond, I'm okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, as long as they come to Richmond.
I appreciate you, man.
I probably Coach, hey, we'll be doing the games on FM this year.
Oh,
We
yeah?
told you today. Now we got a new FM station that'll be starting up probably in about maybe a month or so.
Yeah.
So right before the season started, we'll be switching over to FM. So we'll be doing the games on FM this year.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it'll be 92.5.
Okay.
So,
92.5.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
92.5.
So it'll give us something to look forward to as well.
We need to hit, we need to get that. We need to
That
get
banner
in-
up there, yeah.
Yeah, we need to get that banner, we need to get that in the program.
Okay,
That'd be
okay.
a great thing to put around. I don't know if it's so good or not, but that'd be a great thing to put
Well, let me
around
know what we need to do
our
to get
team
that lined
center.
out, and we'll do it.
Yeah, like our team center page.
Yeah.
That way.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That would be good.
Everybody's gonna look at that.
Yeah.
Would that be Kyle Sauer selling for you, or any idea who's the program, selling the program?
Our parents.
Oh,
yeah.
Parents, boosters, and stuff like that.
Yeah, our parents are doing it all. Sure are. Yeah, and if something happens on the other end, I'll definitely be getting hold of it.
Okay. Yeah, because I know we're down some computer operators, so I don't know what teams we're going to be disposing of, but we've got Anderson County and Franklin that I think are more likely than you. I'll put it that way. So I'll probably be doing most of your games one way or the other.
So
So
it just makes sense because with all the Lexington schools, and we're going to play them. So yeah, I got you. All right, man. Thank you all.
See you, Coach. Let me know about how to do that, though, and we'll get it lined out, okay?
Yeah, man. I will.
Okay.
We'll have you on for the other preseason.
Yeah.
I'll get Samantha. She'll tweet you and all that good stuff.
yeah,
I think that's the best way to get a hold of her.
there's a fair chance I'll be doing Cooksey's stats this year. It's just kind of everything hadn't been worked out yet.
You might be able to start your own spot and just do
That's what you ought to do.
Well, it's considering I live here in Richmond and all the games are in
Yeah, no
Langston, it
kidding.
seems like it's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because seriously, I mean, with what they're charging us,
I know.
something to think about.
There you go. Yeah. See you, Coach. Thanks for coming in. See you.
Hey, thanks. Have a good week.
There we go.
I was gonna say, yeah. That shows it. You know.
Hey, I looked it up on there to share it on the Facebook, but I couldn't find
That's
it.
it.
I even typed in your Madison County School Sports.
Dude, what are you doing?
Who?
I said, what do you mean you can't find it? I can't search on the page, man. Let me try here. Let's do this again.
You found the one from last week.
You found the one?
From last week.
Hold on a minute. Let's see.
What are we doing next week or Eastern?
We're doing meeting now.
Oh, we
Yeah.
No, that should be. I'm good to go, man.
Game 6 is
Since it's
tonight.
going.
Game 6 is tonight.
Yeah, probably the last game.
I don't know. Without Draymond Green, it's going to be tough.
But it is at Golden State though, right? Or is it-
Sidney Vaughn only played 3 years at Central.
Cindy Vaughn, I think so. Yeah, it was. Let's go.
Look, get on there and look. Scroll through it. See if you can find it.
All right, hold on here. Hopefully, I did not mind. We do that here. It's streaming.
I messed up when I was talking. I forgot Facebook was live.
Oh yeah, no, you're good.
No, I mean,
With him?
no, if WL's watching.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oops.
What's not on there?
I told you.
Well, how come mine is? Got this iPhone in here. What are you doing? Miss don't have it. You got Safari. You got an app on there? Don't you?
No, I don't have a Facebook yet.
You got a Facebook app, right?
No, no.
Oh, you don't have a Facebook app. Well, I've lost it now. Get back on there.
Welcome back into the One Lane for Sports show. Hugh Davis now with me, and got some NBA stuff going on. Hugh, the NBA Finals enter Game 5 this evening, and it'll be a tough one for Golden State as the NBA, for some reason, they decided to suspend Draymond Green after they elected not to suspend him after kicking Steven Adams in the place he should not have kicked Steven Adams in the previous series. They elect to suspend him for Game 5 tonight inside Golden State, inside Oracle Arena. And the Cavaliers, in chances, increased a little bit. The spread for the game started out at 7. It's now dropped down to 5.5. So many people still believe that Golden State will win the game. But without their emotional leader, Draymond Green, it's going to be much tougher for the Warriors to pull out a win tonight. But, at home, the three-point shooting, they shoot it good no matter where they are. Curry, Thompson, Barnes, Iguodala, they all shoot the three very well. But at home, it seems like they go in and they could just close their eyes sometimes and hit the three-pointer. So tonight will be interesting. I still feel like Golden State should be the favorite. It's going to be very tough for them to win without their emotional leader, Draymond Green.
Green would still be on the sidelines. He just won't be playing.
No, he cannot even attend. From what I'm hearing, Green is going to watch the game inside of a executive suite in the Oakland A's stadium. That's where he will watch Game 5 tonight. So he's going to be in Oakland. He's going to be in California, but he'll be watching the game inside of an executive suite inside of the Oakland A's
So
stadium.
even if he's suspended, in this case, he can't be on the sidelines.
So now, there was an altercation between Draymond and LeBron, and I'm on record for not being a LeBron fan, but being a LeBron respecter, because you have to respect the greatness that is LeBron James or Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. Even if you don't like them, you have to respect how great they are. But, it seems like LeBron gets his way all the time. He whined enough to get Draymond suspended, and now he's got a better shot to knock off Golden State. But, Iguodala will still be guarding him. Harrison Barnes will still be guarding him. And Curry and Thompson are still going to shoot the three-pointers. So it's still going to be tough for LeBron and the Cavs, just not as tough as it would have been without Draymond Green. Now, I'm expecting the Warriors to start an even smaller lineup, look for Iguodala to maybe step in there. But I would not be surprised if Steve Kerr starts like a James Michael McAdoo, a guy who got a couple of minutes in the previous game. You might see Maurice Spates start at the power forward position. But if Cleveland sticks with their small lineup and Richard Jefferson in place of Kevin Love, look for either maybe Iguodala, Sean Livingston, maybe even a Brandon Rush or a Barbosa start tonight for Golden State. It's going to be interesting, Hugh, but I believe the NBA season comes to an end tonight. Golden State gets back-to-back titles. Steph Curry wins his first Finals MVP. And then we can turn our attention over to the NBA draft. And a lot of talk going on about the draft right now. I know last week we had some questions about what we thought maybe the 76ers would do with the first pick, maybe what the Celtics would do with the third pick. Do they trade it? Do they keep it? I'm on record for saying that if the Celtics keep the number 3 pick, we better draft Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray and Buddy Hield are the only 2 people I see the Celtics drafting that can make an impact on our team. I'm a huge Celtics fan. If I am picking at Danny Ainge, if I'm keeping that pick, I go with Murray at number 3. I think Simmons is a lock for number 1. Brandon Ingram at number 2 to the Lakers if they keep the pick. And I think if the Celtics elect to keep the number 3 pick, then Jamal Murray is our guy.
And I guess if for whatever reason they trade it to get whoever, it's no telling where they could end up down
Well,
further in the draft. I
We
don't
have
know.
3 first-round picks. The Celtics do. They have the number 3 pick, the number 16 pick, and the number 23rd pick.
So 16 and 23, it's no telling who's going to be there.
Exactly. You know, they could potentially find some impact players, some role players down the line in the draft. But I think if we're going to make a trade, we have enough young pieces to where we can keep this pick, maybe package a trade of Marcus Smart, Jared Solinger, and our 2 other first-round picks and get a player. I don't know if we can get a player of the caliber of DeMarcus Cousins or Jimmy Butler, but if we could get an impact player somewhere, maybe a scorer, a rim-protecting big man. We're also going to have cap space. I think the NBA draft is going to be really interesting this year. We might see a record-breaking amount of trades in the draft this season. It's going to be real interesting, and I'm excited not only as a Celtics fan, but an NBA fan in general because, last year there was some surprising players. Porzingis played really well. Miles Turner played really well in the NBA season, and those guys were kind of, picks that weren't locks like a Towns or an Okafor were. So I think we're going to see kind of like that this year. You might see, everybody thinks it's a 2-man draft, but you might see, 5 to 7, maybe 8 or 9 players that really make an impact this season in their rookie years.
Just because of some of the retirements and things like that, I guess, like with Kobe and Son.
Kobe, you got
And potentially, I guess...
Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Dirk Nowitzki, all those guys are coming to an end of their career. So it's kind of an end of an era. Paul Pierce, another guy that might be retiring. So it's kind of a changing over of the guard. It's an exciting time to be an NBA fan. I'm an NBA junkie, and I love this time of year. The finals are coming to an end. The NBA draft and the offseason is about to ramp up. And it is going to be wild this NBA offseason. It's about time for our final break here. We've got some EKU news coming up. We've also got some Major League Baseball stuff to talk about. And those 2 things kind of tying in together as well.
And then wrapping up a little bit of some of the high school stuff.
We've got high school softball, and we have a baseball champion yet?
No.
No, we have a high school
this
softball
week.
champion,
That's
but
this
the
week.
baseball champion will be
We
crowned
got
later on.
Final 4 in baseball.
Okay, so we've got that to talk about as well. Coming up in our final break right here on the Bowling for Sports Show on 1340 WEKY and on 1550 WIRV.
Yeah.
And I've got roughly
Check your,
8, 9, no, 6.
Check
your
Facebook
feet
map.
on your,
Okay.
on your
Six.
map.
I got
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Should be, I'm getting it here.
I got 6 or 7 things Eastern related. So
Well, let's do the baseball first in case we can't get to it all.
yeah, okay. Well, we can mention what Coach Sanders mentioned briefly, the Coach Elder camp,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then
I'm anxious to see.
I can hit all of these pretty quick. And maybe I'll hit all these pretty quick, and then we can go back to one of the others if
Coming up on my phone. No, keep on going. That's a pen too. That's a pen thing. There it is.
Oh, okay.
You gotta play it for it to go actually. So,
Okay.
but it's live, so.
I'll make Morgan like it. It's on her Facebook.
Congratulations, Michael. Yay, 1 year. Hey, did you make it past 1?
That's what she said today.
No problem. I'd say that stream is pushing the Wi-Fi.
Is it the max?
Yeah. You can always, hardline's always better than Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Always.
yeah, I've got football, student athletes, the baseball, track and field, football, and golf.
Okay.
So we'll hit all of them. I'll read the headings, and then we'll go back to more specifics on a couple of them that you think are more important once I read them to you. All of them are actually pretty short,
I'm
though.
also recording a hard copy too.
Okay.
But we do it live and everything. Is that okay? And it's just as a backup, and I'll delete it. Brand new system here, so.
Coach Sanders gave us a little shout out on Twitter.
Oh, did you?
so-
Okay. I was there that was buzzing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Reds rotation. I don't know anything about it. Actually, I'm not sure where the Hope center fielder came from. No, the left fielder's new this year, Duval. Bullpens, mishmash. And they got two. Well, they've got three. They've got 4 on the 60-day DL, 3 on the 15-day DL, and Hamilton on the 7-day DL.
Guys, if you're watching us on the Facebook page, we do want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors again. I want to say thank you to ExpressRoofing.net. I also want to say thank you to Madison. What's the? Help me out here, Randy. I always forget it.
Larry.
Oh,
Madison
that comes
County
late.
School Sports, or Madison County Farmers Market.
There we go. MadisonCountyFarmersMarket.com and Jack Burford Chevrolet as well.
Copy of Caught me off guard there.
Too many Madison counties.
Yes.
There's Madison County, Madison County. Well, I've also put us on Fayette County School Sports Television's Facebook page
Okay.
site as well. So.
Of course, on Thursdays, EKU has a healthy youth farmers market.
Yeah, Madison County Farmers Market. They do it on Tuesdays, Thursdays,
Well,
Saturdays.
Thursdays at Alumni Coliseum.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And then
Thursday.
Tuesday somewhere, don't they? Or that may be in Lowe's parking lot. Thursdays at EKU. That's what it is. Yeah.
Thursdays at EKU though.
I think.
10 to 1,
Yeah, 10 to 1, 10 to 2, something like that.
something like that.
Yeah.
I know the first week they pretty much sold out of everything.
Yeah.
That first,
Well, I
that
know
first
my
Thursday.
dad went up there and they were out.
About to come back on.
Had a little fried lettuce.
I'm not sure what they may have done this past Thursday.
That's true.
Yeah, it's better than where they were over in the center of campus. It just
Yeah, it's just too far in access.
Well, welcome back into the Wallingford Sports Show. Hugh Davis and Michael Watkins, glad to have you tuned in. It's now time to quickly crown our Solo Diamond Sports Academy Players of the Week. And last week, Hugh, we crowned the entire Estill County softball team. This week, we're going to kind of do the same thing, but the Estill County Lady Engineers advanced to the state tournament for the 5th consecutive year, meaning that the seniors on that team made it to the state tournament every single year. So this week, we will crown the Estill County softball seniors, which include Sarah Barnes, Haley Bishop, Zoe Deaton. We've also got Haley Puckett and McKillie Muncie. All of those girls, all 5 of them, congratulations. You are our Solo Diamond Sports Academy Players of the Week. You, Estill County making it down to the state tournament for the 5th consecutive year, losing in the first round 10-5 to North Laurel, and then to McCracken County 12-1. In the second round, double elimination tournament, McCracken County eventually going on, losing the championship game to Scott County.
11th region team, as we were talking about before the show, winning the state championship, 11th region team. And actually, Scott County only lost 3 games this year, all 3 to McCracken. So that tells you something there. Of course, McCracken was the defending champ, and I think Louisville Male was the runner-up last year, and they were about tied for 5th this year. So Male was strong again this year too.
Some big news out of the EKU camp, Major League Baseball, as well as the Colonels baseball team ended up with 2 players drafted in the Major League Baseball draft. Manny Alvarez ended up going to the New York Yankees.
In the 17th round, the 518th pick.
And then we also had the Oakland A's selected player as well.
Kyle Nolan went in the 21st round, 622nd pick.
So a lot of Major League Baseball players. Now, when you have, most of them, I think pretty much every Major League Baseball team, if not all of them, have a triple A, a double A, and a single A affiliate. So,
well, they all have the triple and double, and most of them have probably a high and a low single A, and actually a summer rookie league.
So plenty of chances to make a team and to find your way eventually, if you continue to improve up into the major leagues. So a lot of pride being shown by the Colonel faithful right now. The baseball team, it seems like all of our sports are moving in the right direction. We've hired new coaches. I think for all 3 sports, it'll be our second year for the basketball coach, our second year for the baseball coach and Coach Thompson, and then the first year that Coach Mark Elder will have his team on the football field. And speaking of the football team, you've got some news for the football team as well.
There's a Mark Elder football camp this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. $40 per player, grades 9 to 12. And then actually the EKU students helped out at Shriners Sports Clinic, where is that? This past Friday. Jacob Abrahamson was 11th in the nation in the steeplechase finals, NCAA finals. So track and field cross country has been really strong for years. And in the, I don't know if it's the first preseason football poll, but in the Athlon preseason poll, Colonel will picked 25th, Jacksonville State 5th. And of course the Colonels open up at Purdue on September 3rd. And then on July 7th, which is a Thursday, Colonel Club is having its golf classic out at the Arlington Golf Course.
Okay.
So a lot of, as you said, a lot of EKU sports, even though it's summertime.
Yeah, the school is not in session, but still a lot of work being done on and around campus. Hugh, we'll turn our attention to Major League Baseball before we head off the air. I do want to let you guys know, if you're a Reds baseball fan, we will have the Reds game immediately following the show. So in about 5 minutes, Reds baseball will have the first pitch, and we'll switch over to there and get you ready for baseball. Baseball season kind of, going into the middle of the season now. You can kind of see who the contenders and the pretenders are. The Baltimore Orioles and the Red Sox tied for first in the American League East. The Cleveland Indians lead the American League Central Division. The American League West is headed off by the Texas Rangers. The Mariners are 5 games behind them in the division. A big series starting tonight as the Washington Nationals, number 1 in the National League East, will take on the Chicago Cubs, who are number 1 in the National League Central. So a really big series kicking off there.
That's in Washington.
Yeah, so a chance for the Nationals, who, even though it really doesn't matter in baseball, because the All-Star game determines where the World Series is taking place. But it's always good to have home field advantage. The Nationals are currently about 4 games back of the Cubs, 6 games back in the losers or in the loss column. So we'll see if they can kind of make some ground there starting this afternoon. The Giants lead the National League West, but the Dodgers, I think, are a team that can really do some damage. The pitching has really been big this year. You look at the Cubs rotation; it's one of the best, maybe of all time. I think at one point, maybe even still going on today, that all 5 of their starters had an ERA of under 3. So that's hard to beat. When you've got Arrieta, you've got John Lackey, John Lester. They have got some really good arms in the pitching staff for the Chicago Cubs. But don't knock off the Nationals. They've got Max Scherzer, who's a really good pitcher. They got Steven Strasburg. So Major League Baseball season is really starting to increase. And for me, tonight could be the last game of the NBA Finals. So I can kind of finally start to switch my attention over to baseball if tonight is the final game for the NBA season. Hugh,
one thing the Cubs are doing real well, pulled off the leaders in different categories. There's a category they have here: walks per hits per inning. Kershaw's first. Next 4 are all Cubs: Lackey, Hendricks, Lester, and Arrieta.
Yeah.
So they're not giving up a lot of walks in that aspect.
Yeah, the Cubs pitching staff has really been dominant. Now, Hugh, before we get off the air, and I know you're not a big NBA junkie like myself, but do you think the finals end tonight? Do you think we'll have a Game 6, or do you think Golden State gets it done?
It's at Golden State, right?
Yes, sir.
It should be over.
I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction. I think final score tonight, Golden State wins, and the NBA Finals come to an end. Final score 102-93. The Warriors knock off Cleveland in Game 5, and I think Curry has another big game, and the Warriors win their back-to-back titles, and I think Curry gets his first Finals MVP after winning the unanimous MVP of the regular season. Guys, we want to thank you for watching and listening to us. We want to say thank you to all of our sponsors, Stella Diamond Sports Academy, and also the sponsors for Madison County Sports Television, including ExpressRoofing.net and the Madison County FarmersMarket.com and Jack Burford Chevrolet. We'll see you next week live on Facebook and live on 1340 WEKY and on 1550 WIRV.
All right.
Good show, everybody.